We're back, and today we're talking about probably the biggest anime controversy in the last decade, and that is, of course, Solo Leveling versus Frieren, and Solo Leveling being way better than Frieren and winning and deserving Anime of the Year for 2025. Horrible take. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about it. Ever since the Anime Awards came live and you could vote, there's been a lot of people kind of saying Solo Leveling carried 2025, Solo Leveling is better than Frieren, and Frieren is a snooze fest, it's boring, it's mid, and look, it's all opinion at the end of the day, right? It's all opinion. But the thing is that Solo Leveling is so popular, like the popularity of Solo Leveling is insane, right? It surpassed Demon Slayer, it's absolutely wild, right? So it kind of leads to takes like this, because just think about it, the more people watch something, even if 0.1% of people are toxic, even if 0.1% of people haven't even seen Frieren, and they want Solo Leveling to win, well, that 0.01% of people are gonna be a loud minority, right? But at the end of the day, there is no category that Solo Leveling has over Frieren that is not popularity. Now, if Solo Leveling does win the Anime of the Year, it's not gonna hurt me at all. Like, I really don't care. And honestly, if Solo Leveling wins, that's good. I don't care. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that Solo Leveling doesn't deserve it. I do think Solo Leveling should win Anime of the Year if Frieren wasn't there. Now, I will say at the release, like I'm looking at the nominees over here, I haven't seen Delicious in Dungeon. I heard great things about this anime. I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes. I haven't completed the whole season. A lot of people tell me that it opens up, the story is really great, the world building is really great. I'm probably gonna finish this because, again, I know a lot of people are really fans of this, and that's maybe the other one that could honestly deserve Anime of the Year as well. But at least for me, I do think Solo Leveling, I prefer it over Dandadan, Kaiju number 8, and the Apothecary Diaries. I have seen all of the Apothecary Diaries as well. But yeah, I just think that because Frieren is here, Solo Leveling just doesn't stand a leg to actually win. And that's what I kind of want to focus on, because the anime community is guilty of doing this, and really any other fandom, right? Once you become like a fan of something, you kind of tend to put these blinders on, and you just don't even like recognize other anime, right? Like, for example, if I were to go over to my anime list, like the top anime, right? And we actually go over that list, we can actually see, for example, we see here that Frieren is the number 1 anime, right? Now, you don't have to agree with this. Same with Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Steins Gate, but I can use Steins Gate as an example of an anime that I could never get into. Like, I tried watching Steins Gate like 4 times. I could never get into it. It's just not for me. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that Steins Gate is a mid anime or is bad. It just wasn't for me. Now, I can recognize that even though I haven't finished Steins Gate, even though I don't know much about Steins Gate, I can probably recognize that this anime is probably better than Solo Leveling. I can't say for 100% certainty because I haven't finished it. And for me, I prefer Solo Leveling, right? But for example, if it was the case that Steins Gate were to be in the Anime of the Year against Solo Leveling, I haven't seen Steins Gate, I will probably vote for Solo Leveling, but I will probably expect something like Steins Gate to win, because it would just be better, right? And people that have seen Steins Gate can probably explain way better than I can as to why it's better, right? Same with Gintama, right? I have tried to see Gintama. I have seen like 20 episodes of it, and I really couldn't get into it because the comedy is not for me. But all of that stuff is subjective, right? But I can definitely see how Gintama, if you like the comedy, you would just love that anime, right? Because it's made for you. Same with Hunter x Hunter. All of these anime here, I've seen all of these anime, and I could make a case for the ones that I have seen that they're better than Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is a good anime if because of the action, because of the aura farming, right? And that's all an anime really needs to be good, right? It doesn't have to be a complex story. It's kind of like the same argument with Demon Slayer, right? Like, I love Demon Slayer. The difference between Demon Slayer and Solo Leveling, I think, is the fact that at the very least, Demon Slayer tries to have a side cast, and that side cast is important. They have developments, they have side characters, villains that, you know, they develop, they have their backstories that actually has emotional impact. Solo Leveling doesn't have none of that. right? It's the reason why the one episode of Solo Leveling where Sun Jin-woo was crying, people, or it was the most downvoted episode of the season for Solo Leveling. Yes, because of Sun Jin-woo showing emotion, right? And I know a lot of people try to get that scene and make it seem deeper than what it actually is. But at the end of the day, Solo Leveling, even on that scene that was supposed to be a huge emotional impact, at least for me, I felt nothing. I don't care about his mom. I don't care about his family. Because that plot line was never set up in Solo Leveling whatsoever. The only thing that they set up for Solo Leveling in the early start of the anime was that he had to take care of his family because his father disappeared and his mom was in a coma. So he became a hunter to get a little bit of money to pay the bills. That's it. Nowhere else in the anime, and I challenge any Solo Leveling fan to get me the one episode where it transitioned from trying to make money for his family to all of a sudden getting a cure for his mom. All of a sudden, doing all that stuff that happened in the episode, because it just doesn't happen, right? It only happened once he found that he could get a cure that could possibly, cure his mom. That's when that plot line started, and it came out of nowhere. It was like a Deus Ex Machina that was just thrown in there by the system to cure his mom, so we could get that emotional impact, but it just wasn't set up very well. While with Frieren Beyond Journey's End, even though the start of the anime is very slow, it's not the fastest, and I could definitely see some people dropping the anime because of that, and that's very valid. It definitely takes its time to set up those emotional beats. It definitely has emotional moments. Even in episode 1, it just does a better introduction to Frieren and Himmel and his story. That first episode had more emotional impact than anything Solo Leveling had. You can go into like YouTube and type in reactions to both anime and see them, and I promise you, you're gonna see reactions of people actually crying over Frieren. You're not gonna find that with Solo Leveling. Maybe somebody that's really soft cried over his mom waking up, but there are gonna be very few in between. But yeah, I think this is one of those things that it's just that because Solo Leveling is so popular that it's just getting carried away with the comparison between Solo Leveling and Frieren. And the arguments that I have seen, the stuff that I have seen, are usually from people that haven't even seen Frieren or have given it a try. I have seen people debate this like on live on TikTok, and they just fall through when you ask them the most basic of questions about Frieren. Hey, I even saw somebody admit that they only saw the first episode. Imagine comparing the first episode to a whole season of Solo Leveling, especially with the recency bias, because this is only season 1 of Solo Leveling. This is not season 2, which is the one that actually became super popular. So there's also a lot of recency bias when it comes to Solo Leveling. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because that whole argument is wild. Again, I don't think if Solo Leveling or Frieren wins, it doesn't affect me too much. It's kind of like the whole Demon Slayer situation, right? Like Demon Slayer, I would say won anime of the year because of its popularity, and I do think if Solo Leveling wins here, it's not because it does everything better than all these other anime. It's just that it's so popular that, and that's the reason why it's gonna win, just popularity alone. But I honestly feel very confident that Frieren is gonna end up winning because the judges and all that, they probably have seen Frieren, and if they haven't, I honestly don't even think, why would they be a judge? You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna be a judge for one of these things, you have to, at the very least, the most important category, anime of the year, you must have seen all of these. Otherwise, what are you even here judging? I know when I made my votes for this, if you haven't seen the video, go check it out if you want to see what I voted for. I at the very least abstained from voting for something if a lot of the categories I haven't seen the anime for. And there's definitely some categories that I didn't vote in because I just, out of the 6 anime that were nominated, if I only watched 2, why would I vote in that category, right? I have no idea. So that's the whole thing. That's a whole different topic. But yeah, the judges definitely, I think, are going to do the right thing and vote for Frieren. And honestly, I do think Frieren probably got, I wouldn't say the vast majority of the votes. I would probably put it down to maybe 20% of the votes. Solo Leveling probably got another 40%, and then the rest, the remaining 30% are probably over here, right? On the other ones, because of how popular it is, right? But let me know what you think about this. Let me know which anime you think should win anime of the year. Are you in the boat that I am, that Frieren is just gonna win by a landslide, or do you think Solo Leveling deserves it? Let me know in the comments down below, and like always, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace out. Oh.